Okay. All right. This is a nuisance review board meeting for November 19th. Welcome to those who are watching online. We have a quorum, and first order of our business is approval of the minutes from October 15th.
I'll make a motion to approve the October 15th Berne Nuisance Review Board meeting minutes as presented.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second? Seconded by John. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So we have two members that are missing this morning. Shannon's wife had surgery yesterday, and so he's got to pick her up today. And then Chief Taylor had some training to go to over in Bluffton. So we'll go on with property review, and you'll see the first property that we've dealt with here is 466 Baltimore Street. I talked to Shannon this morning, and he said that maybe Ron has some information that he can share with us on that property. If so, go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, the information I have, Shannon has worked on this since the last meeting on October the 15th. I would say at this point in time, he's got good communication possibilities with the owner. It's my understanding that the owner now has access to the property that he didn't have at one point in time. And at this point, they've made progress from where we originally started. The real questions at this point in time are the things in the picture that we've been presented. There are still some things outside of the fencing. A trailer, kind of a makeshift carport, if you want to call it that, that they're using for storage. And now there is a boat that has been added to the question or to the picture. So to me, I don't know where their property line is. If you look at the telephone poles in the picture of the alley, their property is probably inside the telephone poles.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the things in this picture that we have in front of us from October the 12th, four that were taken on November the 12th are inside their property line. And I think at our last meeting, we had talked about maybe scheduling a meeting with them. Shannon was not able to tie him down. So the real question, I think, for us is, do we want that meeting to be scheduled? And do we want that to be our next nuisance review board meeting? Or do we want it to be separate, that it's specific for that property?
Isn't he the person that suggested you can't make it during the day?
You can't make it during the day, it would have to be in the evening. So Shannon's question that he wanted me to relay on to you folks so that he can work on it, since he's not able to be here today, is do we want it to be a specific meeting for just this property? And do we want to try to do it in the next few weeks and still have our December nuisance review board meeting? Or do we want to try to kill two birds with one stone and try and line this up for our next meeting, make it the December meeting, and just do everything at that one meeting? So
with these items on their property, do we have anything to go on? It's a mess. Do we have any jurisdiction if now they added that boat? Anything, can we do anything with him to improve?
Yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to have trailers on your property, and and there's still junk, and that's there.
Is this the first time the boat's been there?
yes.
Yes, I was by there yesterday.
And I guess there is a question as to whether, depends on your perspective, but the question is whether it's part of it's over on the alley or not, whether it's all on his property or not. I think it makes sense for us to try to set a meeting.
I mean, he's been willing to meet with us. It's just that during the day, it's.
I think we need to call a meeting for that purpose, and maybe I'd be cool with having it our regular meeting.
In the evening
So, I
sometime.
mean, could we, our regular meeting would be Wednesday, mid of January, right?
It'd be Wednesday, the
The
17th
17th.
of December.
Could we just do it that night, or does it need to be a Thursday night, or?
I think that's something that Shannon, I mean, if we give Shannon a target, you know, if the 17th would work, he could go back to the gentleman and say, we did discuss your property at the meeting this month. The nuisance review board meeting, our team would like to meet with you, and here's what our proposal is on meeting. If that doesn't work for him, then I think that's upon Shannon to kind of coordinate with us what would work for the majority. I mean, we're missing 2 people today, so it wouldn't mean that we have to have everyone there, but
Right.
getting a good quorum there would make sense.
I think we ought to probably say which works best for you, the 17th or the 18th or something like that, so.
Yeah. We can shoot for the 17th since that's our normal meeting date. And then
18.
go from there.
Plan B.
We can send
And
out.
I'd just have our full meeting.
Yeah.
That's,
Just have to
that's
make
good
sure
because
that-
I think it's worked well when we've done that for other people to be in attendance and see that we're not specifically picking on them per se.
Mhm.
We are reviewing other properties, you know, we're doing this just as things are reported. So yeah, I think that's what I would be okay. You want to make a recommendation to that?
Mhm.
Okay, I would recommend on the 466 Baltimore Street that we work with the homeowner to establish a meeting time in December, preferably December the 17th. Shannon can work with them to come up with a time. I think Shannon said that he works in Ohio, so we'll have to figure out when he could be back in Berne and set up our December meeting that night.
And have a backup of the 18th.
Yeah, with the backup of the 18th.
And I think maybe we could include any other properties that need to have a.
A face-to-face. Yeah.
That
There'll
way
be
we
a-
could do more than just that property that evening with the people here.
If there are other ones.
'Cause
that's
there are
what we
other ones for
invite them that
sure.
night.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
We just need to make sure, Kelly, we send the notice of the time change or whatever to the paper then, because that's different than what our regular meeting time is.
So one thing I would, well,
You
I
make
make
a
a motion.
recommendation, I'll second it. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign.
As a follow-on point before we go to the next property, here's the section in the nuisance review, nuisance ordinance that I think we keep coming back to. You know, and I'll just read it. It says, all parking, location or relocation of any trailer, boat trailer, truck, commercial vehicle, storage unit, motor home, recreational vehicle, camper shell, all-terrain vehicle, ATV, camper or camping trailer on any public street, alley, or right-of-way for a period of more than 24 hours over a 1-month period. This is where we keep coming back.
That's one of the two.
Okay.
And then there's another one, I'll find it.
Okay, so all I was gonna say, we don't need to find it here. What I would like to make a recommendation for the nuisance review board, if we could resend the most current nuisance ordinance to everyone.
Okay.
And say, these are the 2 items in the ordinance that pertain to this property.
Yeah,
Do you
there's,
guys have copies of the ordinance?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll resend it anyway, make sure you have the most up-to-date one.
Okay, great.
And I would almost recommend, that we send a copy of the nuisance ordinance to the Baltimore Street property with the letter, or make sure they have it so that they know this is what we keep coming
Or maybe
back
there's
to.
snippets of what they're in violation for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is part of the letter.
Okay.
Yeah, the snippets are.
With what you read, this guy is in violation on a number of items.
Well, that one would only be if it was on the public right of way, like
The
the
street.
alley.
Okay.
Alley or
But
street.
under junk, and junk vehicles and abandoned vehicles, we have under junk vehicle, it states, says junk vehicle shall mean any motor vehicle, trailer, truck, commercial vehicle, storage trailer, motorhome, recreational vehicle, camper shell, camper, or camper trailer located on a public street, alley, or right of way for a period of not more than 24 hours over a 1 month period, which does not bear a current valid license plate and is not kept in a garage or building. Junk vehicle shall also include any vehicle from which there has been removed an engine, transmission, or differential, or which is otherwise partially dismantled or inoperable and left on public premises, or which has been left unattended for more than 30 days on private premises in a location visible from public premises or private premises at ground level. Junk vehicle shall also include any trailer, truck, commercial vehicle, storage trailer, motorhome, recreational vehicle, camper shell, camper, or camping trailer, which has been left unattended for more than 30 days on private premises in a location visible from public premises and or private premises at ground level. So that last provision is now, the boat may not have been there 38 days yet.
Right.
But that last one is the one that does trailers on private property. Yeah. The idea being that campers, trailers, those kind of things on their private property is primarily to be for loading and unloading. But 30 days is the max.
That trailer has been there probably 6-8 months. The trailer beside the building.
Beside the little hut down.
Yeah. Put that look beside one of our homes. We live with it, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. We're done with that property right now. Okay, so we'll go on to the next one, which is 753 North Jefferson Street. Is that pile still there, Kelly?
Yeah, it looks
Just covered up
worse.
with, okay.
Yeah, and the backyard has a bunch of weeds and tall grass
Who
and
owns this
debris.
house? Does anybody know?
Well, the
This is the
lady that owns it was here at the last meeting. I believe it's Vicki Ellis.
Yeah.
I think they stated at the last meeting that because we talked about the rubbish, and from the meeting minutes, Vicki stated they have a dump trailer back and they will work on removing the debris pile. So I think we definitely need to send them another letter. And
Do we want to invite them to that meeting in December?
Sure.
Is this the one that
Yeah,
the
fire.
front, well, the front was improved?
The
but-
front needed mowed, and it was improved at the last meeting, and that's what we said in the meeting minutes. But we did talk about the pile of debris that they were cleaning up from the fire, and they assured us that it would be removed, so.
Is that on the west side of Jefferson?
It's on the east side, it's
East side of
Tony
Jefferson.
Leakey's old house.
Oh.
Leaking on
Correct. If
Jefferson.
I remember right, am I correct that when we first started looking at this building, the garage didn't have a door on it? It was,
Yeah.
and the roof didn't have a roof anymore, and it had all been burned.
I think it was like
So, I
when
mean,
we
we-
very first started,
Yeah.
and we thought this may be an unsafe building. So
Right.
they've made improvements to that.
We just haven't cleaned any of the debris away.
Yeah.
From the fire, yeah.
So evidently they don't live there.
No, I don't think it's inhabitable right now. I think it got gutted. By the fire.
Yeah, I make a motion that we send a letter to 750 North Jefferson Street, as we've done in the past, and if they're not able to remediate by the December meeting, that they be in attendance. That's my motion.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, 200 block East Water. The camper that's there, I think, does not have a valid plate, but he is waiting on a title. Is that the one that he was waiting on from Ohio?
Yeah.
And still hasn't apparently received a title.
Correct.
But it can be moved without a title.
Correct.
Is this layman's property?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, without a title, that could sit there till next spring.
Right.
Yeah.
Send another letter.
Mhm.
I just sent another letter.
Ask him to move it.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can move it out to
First choice.
his, well, he's got
We're out to, yeah,
out to Lehman's Auto.
and that's another issue.
That's
another-
Well, that's where he owns land. But I'm sure it takes up too much room for all the ones he's got out there. I know Shannon had talked to him about those vehicles before, I believe. And he moved all of them, but this camper.
Make a motion, we send another letter on the camper, and again, if they're not able to remediate by the December meeting, they can come join us.
Darn right. Now, put some teeth in some of this.
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion to send another letter and invite them to the meeting if they can't remediate. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Calla. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, 306 Wind Ridge Trail. They came in for a dumpster rental. 10:30 to 11:13. Some of the debris had been removed, but the Ranger and the Mustang remain on the property. And he's still working with BMV to get the titles for both vehicles.
To do what with?
To be able to scrap them.
Scrap them?
When he come in to pay his water bill, I asked him, about them and also invited him to this meeting. And he said he wasn't able to come to the meeting because he's working and taking his dad up for treatments. He said he's been told if he can't get a title for the Ranger to cut it up in pieces to be able to scrap it and keep the VIN number. And then the Mustang, same thing, don't have a title for that, so he's trying to get that through the BMV.
invite them to the December meeting.
Yep.
It'll be in the evening.
So you have to have a title to scrap vehicles? Okay.
Dave, you could print a title on the internet.
It shouldn't take that long.
No.
It's not months, I put it that way.
Yeah. I'm just afraid come January, we're still gonna be talking about it.
And frankly, it's these kinds of vehicles that are specifically identified in our ordinance that are,
Junk.
especially in residential areas that we're trying to control. And that one doesn't,
Yeah, it hasn't, I don't know if it has an engine in it,
yeah.
to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I entertain a motion to send another letter and invite them to the meeting as well, if it's not remediated.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Ron, is there a second?
Right.
Second by John, all in favor say aye,
Aye.
opposed same sign.
Are we gonna say just invite them to a meeting? Or should we say we expect to see you at the meeting? Invite them to me means, yeah, come if you want.
Yeah, I mean, we said that here, but I mean,
Yeah.
the letter has said we're asking you to be here.
Okay. All right.
Next one is 686 Westlake Strasse. This person did actually come into the city building and asked to talk to me, and she gave me a doctor's slip. She was in a auto accident and had been injured to some extent and had received a doctor's slip to avoid physical activity through November 11th. She's aware of this. She doesn't like this either. She sold a house that she had in Muncie, and all the contents that are here on the driveway are from that house. So she is aware, she got the letter and she's aware that, that she needs to get it cleaned up. And she genuinely sounded like she's gonna make an effort, but she wasn't supposed to do much until after the 11th
So
Of November,
of November. So that's been
a week.
about a week ago, yeah.
So on this property, we've been communicating with the renter at this point.
She came in and brought the doctor's slip, yes. But I think she got the letter. We sent her a letter, correct? Yeah.
East of me.
I haven't heard anything from her since she brought the doctor's slip in, which she gave us a copy of.
So if she's renting, have we sent anything to the owners of this property, or are they oblivious to
I don't
that?
think she rents. She owns this property.
Her
Isn't
name's
it?
not on it.
Her name's not on it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It says renter.
Myers' place.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Max's place.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
your daughter went there.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I think we send another letter. I mean, that's why
Whose name is it in?
storage units are.
Max?
Mhm.
But he's gone, isn't he?
Yeah. Is Sylvia
Oh,
gone?
GIS.
Sylvia?
Is what? Max Myers?
She's gone too, right?
Is she-
Well,
She's
that's
in-
Myers'
They
wife.
were- that's not it.
Max
Oh, not
married
Sylvia,
Joyce.
Joyce.
Joyce, yeah, Joyce.
I heard she was in a nursing home, but I don't know.
Really? I didn't know she sold the house. That's just due east of me. One block.
Yeah, she didn't sell. It's still in her name.
It's Joyce's daughter that lives there.
Yeah, Joyce's daughter Rita lives
She's
there.
the middle one, I think.
Stay on a roll, send them a letter and invite them to the December meeting if it's not
Ask them to
remediated.
be here.
I'll
Yeah.
make that motion.
Okay. We have a motion from Ron to send a letter and ask him to be at the next meeting. We have a second.
I'll second that.
Second by Dwight. All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
104 East Water.
I was just by there this morning.
These two pictures are from the backside of the property, which I think was The extent of the complaint letter that we got at the last meeting was the back side of the property. And I don't know that we've ever heard a response from the actual owners of the property, which are in Muncie, according to the tax roll, right?
Right. Now, the renters, they get a dumpster just recently.
Today, right? I think they're getting it today.
Oh, they've had it.
Oh, they have.
It's
Okay.
there. It's there, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything in it?
She had it emptied on Monday.
I should have stopped and looked. I went right by it a half hour ago.
So at least one, well,
Yeah,
So they had one full one that they,
yeah, she called Monday morning and had it
Okay.
emptied. Mhm.
You know, the back of the house looks better than the front. The north side and the west side of this property is absolutely deplorable. If we all did that to our homes, you know what Berne would look like. And this is in the main thoroughfare, corner of Jefferson and Water. And it's just been ongoing. It's month after month. It doesn't change. It does not change.
Well, I guess it still is a work in progress, Dwight.
I don't believe it is. I think
I personally think they've made progress. It's not where it needs to be, and definitely the most recent complaint form that they got for the back of the property that the folks at Visual Changes reported hasn't changed in the last month. So the dumpster is good that they're trying to clean up some things that I see as being good. If we're concerned about what was reported in the most recent complaint form, they haven't made any progress in the last month
on the backside of
on the
it.
backside.
which is essentially a weed thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
weed thing, and you know,
we've talked about this property for how many months now? How many months have we talked about this property? Nothing is really being done. They got lawn chairs out there for a committee. It's just, I don't know.
Did we invite him to this meeting, or did we just send him a letter?
I think I wrote at the top that our meeting date and time. I can't even wrote it at the top.
And I think in staying with what we've done with all the other properties, since we're meeting at night and we've invited others to attend, if this isn't remediated, send them specifically a picture of the things that we want remediated, which I know this has been brought to their attention, that they be in attendance on December the 17th. But I'm gonna take it a step further. No, we're not at a motion point yet. I'll hold on my motion. On this property here, if and when we get to the point, and not just this property, any property that is a rental, because this is a rental, if we get to the point where we're going to start levying daily fines, the fine would be levied against the owner. Correct. Not the renter.
Which means we need to be giving notice to the owner.
So I think we send a letter to the owner that this needs to be remediated by December the 17th, or we're probably gonna start fining you.
You got a second to that, Dahl? Yeah, let's get to the owner.
But we have sent letters to the owner
Mhm.
before with no response at all,
Correct.
correct?
Yep.
I mean, not even acknowledgement of receiving the letter.
Then a dollar sign might help.
So if we get to a point where we're starting to fine them and they're not here, what will, I know Chief's not here, what will the process be? I mean, a daily ticket and then mail it to the owner and start accruing the fine?
That would be the way.
And then
It becomes a tax lien at some point, right?
You have to record it.
When we send that letter to Muncie, do we do certified or do they have to sign for it or
probably should.
we should? Yeah, because, yeah, if we're not sure and we're not getting a response
It went certified.
and you got a response from the post office saying it got delivered,
Someone signed for it.
you got them.
Actually went to 2 different addresses, both owners.
So they signed it, but no, but they still haven't responded
Mhm.
verbally or.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, okay, I'm gonna make a recommendation. So my recommendation is going to cover a couple of things. The first is to send a letter to the renters, as we have, specifically saying that this needs to be remediated by the December meeting on December the 17th. So that's the first letter. My recommendation on the second letter is that a copy of that letter with a cover letter to the owners gets sent to them via certified mail, that they be in attendance at the December 17th meeting to discuss this topic, and if they aren't, that fines will be started soon thereafter if the situation has not been resolved.
That sounds like a winner.
That's my
Put some
motion.
teeth in it.
Okay.
From a legal perspective, Dave,
That works.
are you okay with that?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so that's my motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by John. All in favor, say aye.
Okay.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, and I think this is the next one is a new one at 166 Bryan Street and 517 Hendricks. In regard to 2 campers parked on the same property. Complainant thinks someone might be living in the north camper behind 166 Bryan Street home. Both rentals are owned by the same person and are situated on the same lot. So
Is that where Jerry Springer used to live?
no, well,
Les.
that was Les, his dad. Would have lived there. So apparently there was one camper at the beginning. I know there was one camper that was at 166 Bryan Street, and then this second one, or is it the one, did it get moved?
No, the
There's
one
a second
the
one
one at 517 Hendrick Street came in a
later
couple
on.
months ago.
Okay,
Actually, I think like around Swiss days or so, this camper came in or thereafter, but
Actually, is that one on the alley?
I think it is.
Yeah, he's sure. Eric Springer's been in our back coffee about this property because he used to live there. And he's just having
which one, the Hendrick Street or the one on the corner?
Hendricks.
Okay,
Hendricks Street.
This one, it looks like the Hendrick Street one, it's on the
alley.
alley, needs to be removed. And the other one,
It's on Bryan.
again, it's under that junk.
So do campers fall under the same terminology as trailers?
It's been there
It does,
more than,
Yeah.
it's
So-
specifically campers.
because these things will sit here all winter long.
So that's under that last one that I read.
This property is owned, both these homes are owned by an individual in Portland.
They're on the same lot.
Yeah.
The 2 homes are on the
Same
same lot.
lot, yeah.
Yeah, I think the one camper in the top picture has been there. We had a complaint from another neighbor around Swiss days when it came in. He did not fill a complaint form out, but was not happy. So multiple complaints made. This is just the first one that filled out a complaint form.
Well, I'll entertain a motion to send a letter to the renters and the homeowners or the property owner to remediate the property of these campers and
I would say especially as to when there's a camper or a vehicle on city property, I don't think we have to
wait.
wait to fine, if it's not moved by the next meeting. That, if it's on a public way and in the way of our alley and our water department or sewer department or whatever isn't able to get down there because of that. Anyway, that's for next time.
So with that in mind, so 517 Hendricks is where the camper is in the alley, I would assume. So that letter needs to be written slightly different than the one for 166 Bryant Street. So we really have like two letters.
Yeah.
And the two letters can both go to the owner, who's at the same address in Portland. And then the individual letters, one would go to 166 Bryant Street, the renters there, and then different renters at 517 Hendrick Street.
They're under those two different sections.
Yeah. So you need a motion on that?
I entertain a motion. So
I'll make that.
okay. So there's a motion on the floor, as spoken. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Cal. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Okay, then I was made aware of by text 465, to bring up 465 Springer Street.
Pass that down. Pass that down. We've had him in here talking about it.
Larry.
Larry Sprunger. And that place just continues to look like that kind of stuff. There's bicycles around. Yeah, Bobby.
Is it in and out? I mean, is it the trailer still moving in and out all the time?
Yep.
Larry's the one that said he didn't want the trailer parked in the yard
What
anymore.
is that hanging from the tree?
So send a letter to the renter and to Larry.
Darn right. Let's put money to Larry.
Boy, as you look to the east from Springer Street at that property,
More garden tractors.
it's, yeah.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Is that okay beside your house? You care? No. Money, what do you think? Money
Money.
to the owner?
If that house was beside mine, I would have a sit down,
With the mayor.
come to you-know-who meeting with the mayor, and we would, and the attorney, and said, hey, you know, this has got to stop. Couldn't put up with it.
We talked about this residence, how many times?
Well, on this residence, they hadn't cleaned it up. We haven't talked about it for a couple meetings. Now they're
back to it
They're
again.
back at it.
So my recommendation is we send a letter to the owner and the renters again, asking them to remediate or come to the December, or just come to the December 17th meeting, remediate and come to the December 17th, whatever we're saying to the others.
Because it's becoming chronic. I mean,
It doesn't change.
Well, no, it does. It cleans it up.
They cleaned it
They
up.
clean it up.
After-
But then it snaps.
After Larry was here, it was cleaned up for, but the trailer kept moving in and out. They bring it in, fill it up, and they take it to the scrap heap, and then they bring the trailer back. But the property had been looking better
The main issue,
until
the main issue where it currently is the 4 or 5 garden tractors in the front yard,
yeah.
so.
Well, there are some neighbors concerned,
Very concerned.
very concerned. They live very close.
I can believe that, and you probably know who.
Right
So-
here.
You're right.
I think they need to come
Okay.
to the next meeting.
They
They keep
are-
asking, is
They
the,
are scheduled to get a dumpster. Today's the 19th, right?
Yeah, but they're not
Yeah.
gonna put their garden tractor.
No.
I mean,
Maybe.
that's good.
Yeah.
Probably not.
In your picture, John, are the bicycles gone?
no,
He had 4 or 5 bicycles there too. And a porch swing. Now who's gonna sit there in the wintertime on a porch swing?
Well, that porch swing's been there forever.
Mm-hmm.
The porch swing's okay,
Yeah.
but they're using it as a scrapyard and that's.
Yeah.
Zone for that.
I've seen him sitting on the porch swing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Have you?
Yeah.
well, then that's okay.
Smoking.
So that's my motion, Mayor.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Yes.
John seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, any other comments?
Okay, let's assume that at our September or our December 17 meeting, none of these folks show up. The next step would be,
Just that's fine.
all right,
And I
Maybe
guess,
not on all of them.
yeah,
I mean,
I guess
yeah.
each case by case, I think there are certain ones that have been discussed for several meetings. Those are the ones, in my opinion, are gonna be more liable to start getting finage than maybe the first time we've asked someone to show up, because
Oh,
we've
yeah,
given grace and compassion to some of
Okay.
these properties, and we've worked with them. And I think we kind of need to do the same thing with others. So it's gonna be a case by case basis
Right.
but I know we're to that point on at least one of the properties in my mind,
Right,
to the owner.
or 2,
to the owner.
or 3. Yeah,
And let's go to East Water, catty corner from Amstutz Construction. And it's gonna be interesting to see when that garage is gonna be built.
That, you mean on Main Street?
Main
Mhm,
Street,
on Main
I see-
Street.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
East
517.
Main. East Main. There'll be a garage built and
I talked to Shannon a little bit this morning about that, just to see if he had any information. And there was recently, I can't remember for sure when the date was, but within the last 2 or 3 months, that person came in and wanted to sign a permit, but had no plans, no documentation or anything in order for Shannon to give him a permit. And Shannon said this morning when I was talking to him that he thinks that we need to send another letter in Spanish, because Shannon had talked to somebody on the phone, but there was no translator available. and he had talked to some Amish fella. I don't know if it was the Amish that was gonna build it or some other Amish. But Shannon's opinion was to send a letter in Spanish to the homeowner and spell everything out again.
Well, with the.
So I don't know, but, he was ready, he actually came to the city building and says, I want to sign a permit. But didn't have any documentation to give Shannon on what the building was gonna look like.
So should the letter come from building and planning as to what is needed to get a building permit?
Possibly. I can talk to Shannon
And
about it.
that's what I'm saying.
So with the junk and with the buildings on the east side of the property, it's gonna have to be a very large garage.
Yeah.
Well, he has a variance to be able to build a good size one right adjacent to the alley. I mean, he's gotten the variance for that.
Yeah.
It's just that he needs to get the building permit and get it going. I think we need to encourage him to do it.
What does the family do for employment? Does anybody know?
Don't they work in Fort Wayne?
I don't know.
Not sure. Not sure to be able to speak correctly about it, what they do. or
It's
what
a
he
great
does.
location with all the Ohio people that come to Berne.
Hmm.
Anyway, that was Shannon's recommendation, so I'll talk to him when he gets back and see if we can see what he thinks about if it comes from building and planning or what type of a letter he wanted to suggest that he
I
send.
mean, if the issue is that he needs some kind of plans drawn for a building permit to be issued, because once he gets the building permit issued, then what? I forget how, is that 60 days? There's a-
I think he
Yes,
said
it's
that the building, the garage would probably be started this spring when it warms up this coming spring. Okay.
I think getting a plan
Yeah,
is probably what we need.
right. Anything else? Motion to adjourn.
You got it.
Okay, second?
I'll second it.
Second by Dwight, all in favor, say aye.
Good guys. Your ladies have newspaper now?